Alrighty. So I'm in St. Augustine, Florida, on runway 13. I'm just going to leave arrival blank, and we're going to fly. So while this loads, I'll go over the pre-maneuver checklist, which is clearing turns, mixture full rich, lights, seats backtracked and locked, and belts.
St. Augustine Tower, Cessna Niner Tree Sierra Alpha, ready at runway 1 tree departing.
Cessna Niner Tree Sierra Alpha, wind calm straight out to
full power. I'm waiting until this gets to 60, and then I will lift on off. And I'm going to wait until my altimeter gets to about here-ish before I turn to the west to practice my maneuvers. Keeping my airspeed above 60 until I'm cleared for left traffic. I don't want to do pattern work today. We're not doing that. Nose down because we're flirting with that 60. And we're going to turn. Flaps are up. We don't want that. And I'm at 1,000. Still wanting to head west. Still climbing. I'm going to get to 2,500. Making my way over to a westerly heading. Be off over there by the St. Johns River. In real life, you'll be able to see like smokestacks over here, but in the sim, not so much. So that's 1,500, still want to climb. Getting towards that westerly heading. Good. I like it. Alright, we're getting close to that 2,500. So I'm going
Cessna Tree Sierra Alpha, leaving my airspace frequency change approved.
Pull back.
St. Augustine Tower, Cessna Niner Tree Sierra Alpha, frequency change. Jacksonville approach, Cessna Niner Tree Sierra Alpha is type Cessna, 152 tree miles southwest of St. Augustine, 2,500 feet. Request flight following.
Cessna Niner Tree Sierra Alpha, Jacksonville approach.
We gotta keep pitching up, and then at that stall horn, I'll lower angle of attack. So I'm just waiting for that stall horn to go. I'm losing altitude. Stall horn, where you at? Okay, there's a stall horn. So I'm gonna do at about 40, and I'm doing a great job maintaining my heading. I'm getting a little high with my altitude, so I'm gonna power back. Getting off my heading just a little bit. Oh, come on. And power back a little more because I've got too much altitude. I'm going to trim this up so I can let go of the yoke a little. Up more. Gaining speed, don't want that. There we go. Altitude's getting a little better. Heading is getting a little bit better. Come on, altitude, come on back. Come on back. Alrighty, 1,500. Now I'm going to 5 degrees bank it to the north. Oh, and I'll stall him. Losing a little altitude, so I'm going to give it a little more power. Still 5 degrees banking it to the north. Giving it a little more power. Trying to hold that airspeed. Only 5 degrees bank. More altitude because I'm losing it. Still heading to the north. Still heading to the north. Slow flight, so don't need to be in a rush. Alright, I'm at the north. Holding my northerly heading. Altitude's getting back to where I want it to be. Give it a little more bump. heading. Alrighty, and then I will turn back to the west, my 5 degrees and bank. Pull the power out because my altitude's climbing on me. 5 degrees and bank. Pulling more power out, that altitude just be creeping. Creeping. Oh, nose down for that stall horn. Okay, and then hold that westerly heading. Pull this power back some more. Keep that altitude to 5. Oh man, it'd be creeping up on me. Push this back up. There we go. Keep creeping. Stay there. Oh, lost my heading a little bit. I'll make sure that's at the W. That's perfect. Love it. Love it. Get back there. Oh, losing some altitude. Okay, back to my heading. Beautiful. And come on, let's finish on a good altitude. Boom. There we go. Just like that, slow flight. And then for recovery is full power. Maintain that altitude. Airspeed increases. And then pull back to cruise at 2,200. Boom. Perfect. So that was slow flight with 0 degrees of flaps. Now we're going to make sure we hold in our altitude. So losing it. It's obnoxious. Come on. Back to 2,500. Climb, girly, climb. Okay. So now that I have that altitude, I'm going to pull back to 1,700. And then I'm going to back pressure, maintaining my altitude at 85 degrees knots. I do to 10, then to 20, then to 30, and then still back pressure, back pressure, back pressure. Waiting for that stall horn. Trim it up. Get that stall horn. There we go. And then 5 knots above that stall horn. Add more power because I'm losing altitude. Oh, I wasn't paying attention to my heading, so 24 is where we're staying it at. Come on. More altitude. More altitude. It's climbing slowly but surely. Alrighty. And now we'll 5 degrees and bank it to the north. Oh yeah, I like that altitude. Airspeed is decently good still. Making it to the north. Oh, but she's climbing on me. Don't let her climb. Airspeed sneaking up. Okay, and that's the north heading. Holding that. Dropping that altitude. Onto that north heading. And back to the west. Oh, dropping altitude. Don't want that. Only 5 degrees of bank. I'm banking hard. Okay. westerly heading, holding it. Alright, beautiful. And then for recovery is full power, maintain that altitude, and then at 60, we want to do flaps to 10. Flaps to 10. Sorry, yeah. Immediately it was flaps to 20, then flaps to 10. My bad. And then flaps to 0. So it was immediately flaps to 20, and then after 60 knots, and then it's flaps to 10. And then climb, positive rate of climb, and then back to cruise to 2,200. Fix up that trim. Alrighty. We are straight and level. We're at 2,500. We're on a westerly heading, and now we're going to do a power on stall for takeoff. So for power on stall, we're going to pull back to 1,500 RPMs right here. 2, and then we're going to back pressure, maintain that altitude. Here, come on, get up there, climb. And then at 55 knots, which we're almost there. There we go, 55 knots. We're gonna pitch up. Hear that stall horn. Alrighty, and to recover is full power. Maintain altitude. And then airspeed increases, and then climb away. And then when you get your altitude, you cruise back to 2,200. So that was power on stalls for takeoff. And then this is power off stalls for landing. I'll get back to my little westerly heading. There we go. Okay, so power back to 1,700. There-ish. And then back pressure to maintain altitude. See, I'm dropping some. I don't want to drop any. There we go. Maintaining that altitude. And then below 80 is flaps to 10. Below 60, flaps to 20. And then flaps to 30. It's easier in the real plane. And then pitch down slightly to establish 65 knots. 222, that's 60, there's 65-ish, and then power back to idle, pressure back, to that stall horn, it, there we go, and then full power, maintain that altitude.
Cessna 3 Sierra Alpha contact approach on 118.175. Good
and
day.
then immediately flaps to 20.
118.175
And then
Cessna
above
3 Sierra
60
Alpha.
knots, flaps
Goodbye.
to 10.
Approach Cessna Niner,
And
Tree
then
Tree,
positive
Sierra
rate of
Alpha,
climb.
2,300 feet.
Flaps to
Cessna
0.
933 Sierra
Still
Alpha approach
climbing to get
altimeter
away.
29.92 radar contact continue.
Back to my altitude. Held my heading the whole time. That's great. And then for recovery, back to cruise at 2,000.
Cessna 37 Lima, you are 12 miles east of Gainesville. Contact Gainesville Tower on 119.55
I'm in Gainesville's airspace. Maybe I should turn around. So that gets us set up perfectly for some steep turns. So steep turns, first I'd do clearing turns
Tower on
and mixture for rich,
119.55
lights are on, seats and belts. But then I would power back to, or I'd pick my heading, which we're going to say is 24. Sure, why not? Boom. Boop. And then we're going to power back to 2,100 is there. And then we're going to look for 85 knots for airspeed. So I need to be 85 knots, boop. And then put my nose on the horizon, bank, to 45 degrees there. Don't want to overbank it. Keep that nose
Cessna 3 Sierra Alpha,
on the
contact
horizon,
Jacksonville,
pulling
approach on
back
120.75.
pressure. And
Good day.
then I'm about
Going to
25 degrees.
120.75
So
Cessna
now
Tree,
I'm
Sierra
rolling
Alpha.
out.
Jacksonville, approach Cessna Niner, Tree, Sierra Alpha, 2,500 feet.
There we go.
Cessna 9er, Tree,
West.
Sierra Alpha, Jacksonville, approach altimeter 29.9, 2 radar contact.
There we go.
Continue.
There was my heading. And then
Cessna 3 Sierra Alpha.
we'll go back to the east. And then we'll do a steep turn to the left. But altitude is great. Now my heading is good. Losing altitude, so push power in. Up to climb. Alright. Okay, so my heading is going to be 6. I'm going to pull back to 2,100.
Approach on
Going to the
120.75.
left, keeping that nose on the horizon.
120.75 Cessna Tree, Sierra Alpha.
Back,
Goodbye.
pushing it in because I'm losing
Jacksonville,
a little bit
approach
altitude.
Cessna Niner, Tree, Sierra Alpha, 2,600 feet.
Cessna 9er, Tree, Sierra Alpha, Jacksonville, approach altimeter 29.9, 2 radar contact. Continue.
Level up, boom, landed right on the 6 and held my altitude. Woo! Yes! It was a beautiful steep turn. Okay, so steep turn. Push into 2,100. I'm going to pick to the left. Keeping that altitude nice and steady. Nice and steady. Okay, and then
Cessna 3 Sierra Alpha, contact approach on 118.175. Good day.
6, which is coming soon.
Going to 118.175 Cessna Tree, Sierra Alpha.
At the E.
Approach Cessna Niner, Tree, Sierra Alpha, 2,500 feet.
Cessna 9er, Tree, Sierra Alpha, approach altimeter 29.9, 2
So
radar
there we
contact.
go.
Continue.
Steep turns. And now I'm going to try to find the San
Cessna 3
Augustine
Sierra Alpha,
Airport.
contact Jacksonville, approach
And
on
get there. I think
120.75.
I'm this one.
Good day.
And if anyone knows how to get these things off, let me know in the comments. Let me know what to buy those. If anyone knows what these things are, let me know in the comments. Okay, so there's my airport, and I'll join on the right downwind. There we go. Now I'm at the right altitude, and I am parallel to the runway. About ready to pull back to 1,500. So I'm going to pull back to 1,500. Car heat is on. Flaps to 10. And I will turn. Looking for that runway. Looking for that runway. Still good. Flaps another 10. Alrighty. And final. And those are my maneuvers I'm working on. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what I can do better.